Hi, welcome to Movie Review Mom. I'm the mom and I do the movie reviews. And if you just now found my YouTube channel, yay, welcome. I hope you like what you see and I hope you stay and I hope you subscribe. And when you get a minute, ring that little bell, click on it, and it'll notify you every time I upload new movie reviews or trailer reactions or documentary reviews. And you can also find me on Facebook, where we have a Facebook group called Movie Review Mom, of course, where we have contests and play games and have polls and talk about movies because we all love movies over there. And you can also find me on Instagram as Movie Review Mom and as my name, Trina Boyce. And you can find all my online courses and my books and all that kind of stuff listed on that Instagram page. All right, so let's get talking about this movie. The movie I'm reviewing today is called The Stairs. This movie only appears in theaters one night only on August 12th, 2021. And I haven't read what the deal is with that. If they're just sort of giving us a little taste of it and then they're going to bring it back for Halloween, I don't know. So comment down below if you know the story behind it. I mean, as of the day of my recording this video, I haven't seen any other explanation as to why one night only. I think it's a Fathom Events type of an event. You know how Fathom Events will get special shows from the opera, or I don't know, just special stuff. So maybe that's the deal. Anyway, this movie is rated R. It's an hour and 32 minutes. And I'm going to give you my movie review mom grade at the end of my review. So, first, in a nutshell, the movie boasts veteran actors John Schneider from The Dukes of Hazzard. I mean, we're kind of dating ourselves there. But also Academy Award nominee Kathleen Quinlan, who we saw in Apollo 13, among other things. The movie also features an all-star cast, including Adam Corson from Surreal Estate and Imposters. I don't know if you've seen either of those. I haven't. Brent Bailey from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I definitely have seen that. NCIS. Also, Stacey Oristano from Friday Night Lights and In Plain Sight, and Tyra Kolar from Cougar Town and The Mentalist, and festival winner Josh Crotty from Scandal and Shockwave. So I haven't seen a lot of those. I mean, I watch a lot of movies. Those are a lot of TV shows. But anyway, here's the synopsis of the story. So in 1997, a young boy is out hunting with his grandfather, who's played by Schneider, when he stumbles upon a mysterious staircase deep in the forest. Totally random, right? The subsequent disappearance of him and his grandfather leaves locals baffled as to the fate of the wayward pair. 20 years later, a group of hikers set off on an ambitious trail, taking them deep into the secluded stretch of woods. Overcome with the beauty of their surroundings, they're blinded to a sinister presence lurking just beyond the trees. Dun, dun, dun. As the mountain terrain pulls them deeper, the group unknowingly stumbles upon a long forgotten evil and finds themselves coming face to face with the thing that nightmares are made of. So this horror is directed by Peter Drago Tiemann, and blends the sweeping natural beauty of the Pacific Northwest with the stomach churning gore of Hollywood in this modern day movie. Now, this I think is interesting. This movie has actually received great reception from horror festivals around the world and has actually been an official selection, playing in 15 film festivals with 11 nominations and more than 22 wins, including Best Picture at Haunted House Fear Fest, the Audience Award for Best Picture at Nevermore Film Festival, and most recently, The Stairs won top honors at the combined 2021 International Horror Hotel Film Festival, including Best Director, Best Cinematography, Best Actor, Adam Corson, and Best Sci-Fi Feature and Best Overall Film. So with all of that introduction, this should be an incredible movie, right? Well, we'll get to that in just a minute. So, first, let me tell you about the things that I really liked about the movie. There are some laughable jump scares, meaning, they jump and they make you scared, and then it makes you laugh, because it's so silly. And this movie would be really fun to watch, I think, with a group of friends on Halloween when it's just fun to laugh and be scared and maybe even have it playing in the background while you're, having a Halloween party or something like that. There is some visual and spoken humor. Not all of it lands, but at least it's there. And I appreciate that. There's some beautiful scenery in the mountains. And so the setting is gorgeous. And then the plot actually it connects kind of two stories, as you heard me explain earlier. All right. So that's the short list of things that I liked about the movie. Wah, wah. Okay. You're going to be able to quickly tell what movie review mom grade I'm giving this movie. First of all, the timing of the movie is off by a couple of months. As I said before, I think it would have been way better to premiere it in October, and maybe it will come back. I don't know. I haven't heard. So, with all of those semi famous people, the acting was just not very good in many, many moments. There were some shining moments, and then there were just some really cheesy acting moments where maybe if the actors had been given different material, they would have done better. I don't know. Characters in horror movies just always react in some such dumb ways, and it's so annoying. Now, granted, the actors have to do the lines that they're given in the script. And so, in that regard, the script writing is really bad. It's very wooden dialogue. And I think that better dialogue could have helped the actors to shine in some of these moments. The monster is so lame and disappointing. I mean, basically, it looks like a guy in a really bad costume. That's it. I guess that's a spoiler. There are some other creepy things, though. So that's not everything, but that's supposed to be the big thing. And I was like, seriously? And so the villain or the monster is laughable. And like I said, so disappointing. So we really don't get to know any of the characters except for one calm scene where someone is talking about another person and that person's dead. So we can't really care that person, died. I mean, what I'm trying to say is because we don't know the characters, we really don't care if they live or die, except no one wants to see an innocent young boy die. And so this one character dies and then another character talks about that person. And I was like, oh, I would have cared more about that person if I had known that before that person died. You know what I mean? So that part of the writing is really bad. There are no big character arcs either. It's just kind of a slasher gore fest of a movie. There's some really bad edits and transitions. So I'm really surprised that it won all of the awards that it did, which makes me wonder what kind of movies was this one competing against for this one to win. There are two creepy characters, and they're seen a couple of times, and then they just completely disappear from the story, which is random. And then other things, without giving you spoilers, other things happen, and I'm like, that's totally ridiculous. That would never happen. That's just stupid and lazy writing. And again, it's just laughable. And so maybe at all of these film festivals, they're at horror film festivals, people just wanted to laugh and have a good time. And so if that's the goal of this movie, it's very campy and just ridiculous, then I could see people voting for it because it's just so laughably bad. Now, let me give you some tips for parents. This is not a movie for children to watch. There's profanity, F-bombs, and crude language. And even the kid in the movie at one point says language to remind the adults to clean up their potty mouths. You see a man in a skimpy Speedo bathing suit heading into the lake. And guys, no one wants to see Speedos. No one likes Speedos, except for maybe Europeans. I don't know. Americans do not like them. There's a lot of blood and gore and skeletons, and so that can be kind of scary for kids. And again, this is not a kids movie. There's this really stupid and fairly graphic sex scene, basically, and totally unnecessary, and it didn't even make any sense with the storyline. It was totally stupid. And then there's this character who consumes mushrooms to get high, and that's supposed to be so funny. Actually, there's two characters now that I think about it who do that, and it's supposed to be so funny. There are some themes that are illustrated in the movie. The first one being stupidity. People always make such dumb decisions, in horror movies. And it makes me laugh and roll my eyes. Fear, legends, mystery. Again, the characters just react in such odd ways, unnatural ways, that it was just really frustrating. All right, enough of the themes. That was kind of all I could pick out. Hope, maybe, I guess, was another one. So I try to write interesting lines and funny lines so that I can give you a taste of movies as I'm doing my review. And you can see them all on my written review at moviereviewmom.com. And I didn't write down any funny lines because nothing really was clever. I laughed, because I thought things were stupid. But I'll share a couple of interesting lines with you, I guess. So they're these hikers and they're getting ready to go on this hike. And it's gonna, I think, take 5 days or something like that. And so before they go, a couple of the guys are in a little kind of gift shop, coffee shop. And this one man says, people go missing during a blood moon. And then you don't really hear anything else about that blood moon. They could have really played with that some more, but that just part of the aspect of the story just sort of fell flat. And then the little boy at one point says, everything in the darkness is hunting. Ooh. All right. So you want to know what movie review mom grade I gave this film? I thought it was really surprisingly bad, especially considering this great pedigree of awards that it's racked up. I'm giving it an F for just a big failure. It's super dumb and really bad. So before we go, let me give you some recommendations for some other movies I thought were really good. Horror movies. The first one, Horror with Humor, and it's a brand new movie that just came out last month. It's called Werewolves Within. It's got the slasher horror aspect of it for sure, but there's a lot of humor and it's clever and it lands. And I was totally entertained by that one. So check that one out. And then if you want a good horror done well, where you are engaged in the characters and you care whether they live and die, and the monsters are good, not good because they're bad monsters, but they're creepy and vicious and genuinely scary, I'm going to recommend A Quiet Place 1 and 2. So part 2 just came out recently, a couple of months ago. And if you hadn't seen the first one, check that one out as well. I think they're done very well. I love, of course, John Krasinski, who wrote and directed both of those movies, and his wife, Emily Blunt, who does a great job as well. All right, that's it for my movie review. If you watch this, be prepared for it to be super cheesy and campy, and then I think you might be in the right mood for this type of movie, rather than expecting a true thriller, Okay, so I will catch you in the next movie review, and until then, bye for now.